important math concept called rounding. To help you understand what rounding is, let's think about how I usually use proof of type. Numbers are used to represent amount of things, like how many miles it is to go against or how many days until your birthday. How many students went to my high school? Oh, about 2,000. Okay, but it wasn't exactly 2,000, was it? Well, no, it was more like 1,900. But if property wasn't exactly 1,900 either, what is? Well, no, it was more like 1,860. Alright, fine. 1,863. See what I did there? At first, the number used to represent the students at high school was a round number. It was a good estimate of how many students there were, but it was exact. The next two numbers were a little closer to the truth, but they were skewed estimates. Only the final number represented the exact amount of students at the school. All three of the estimates are rounded versions of the exact count, but they have different levels of precision. 1,860 was the most precise estimate, and 2,000 was the less precise estimate. So, rounding a number basically means making a less precise version of it. And as you can see, there usually multiply ways to round a number depending on the level of precision that you need. A really good way to understand what's going on when you round a number is to look at a number line. Here, 1,863. If we want to round it to the nearest tens, we need to decide if it goes up to 1,870 or down to 1,860. But if we want to round it to the nearest hundred, we need to decide if it got up to 1,900 or down to 1,800. And if we want to round it to the nearest 1,000, we need to decide if it got up to 2,000 or down to 100. And in each case, the decision was based on which round number was closer to the original X number. Well, rounding numbers can often make them a lot easier to do calculations with. Like it would be a lot quickly add 300 and 500, then it would be to add 312 and 498. Or sometimes you just don't need very much precision. Like you might not need to know that your dog weighs 55.8327 kilograms. 55.8 kilo might be precise enough. Okay, now that you know what rounding is and where we do it, for the rest of this video, we are going to focus on learning the produce to round of a numbers. Do you remember how our number system is based digit and number place? Each digit of a number occupies a particular number place, and each number plate is named according to the amount it represents or counts. And it is important to know truth names when used rounding a number, because you usually be asked to round to a specific number place. Okay, so when you are asked to round a number, the first step is to pay very close attention to which number plate you need to round to. That number plate is important because it represents the smallest unit of counting that you are going to give in your rounded version of the number. In fact, that number plate and the digit inside of it is so important that I'm going to give it a special name just for this video. Let's call it the target. As I mentioned, loading a number means making a new, less precise version of it. In that new number, any digits that are in number plate smaller than the target will automatically get replaced with zeros, and in most cases, any digits that are in the number plate target, then the target will automatically be given the same in the new rounded version. There are some exceptions as we'll see later in this video, so that same pretty simple, or the bigger digit you give and the smallest digit you zero. But what about that target digit itself? What do we do with that? Well, we are going to one of two things. We are either going to give that digit the same, or we are going to increase it by one. If we give that target digit the same, that called rounding down, which might seem strange at first. I mean, how can leaving the digit the same be rounding down? But remember, we are going to automatically replace all of the smallest plate with zero, and doing that make the rounded number smallest even if the target digit stays the same. On the other hand, increasing the target digit by one is called rounding up, since the new rounded number will be larger than the original number. Alright, but now do we decide which to do? How do we know if we give the target digit the same or increase it by once? The key is to look at the digit in the next smaller number plate, the digit that just to the right of the target digit. If that digit is less than 5, in other words, if it's a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, then we'll leave the target digit the same in the rounded version. But if the digit is a 5 or greater, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, then we will increase the target digit by one. So, sometimes rounding a number is pretty simple, and other times it's a little more involved. The key is to remember the rules that give the digit to the right of the target is less than 5. We leave the target digit the same, but if it's 5 or more, we increase the target digit by once. Even if that's close a chain reaction with the bigger number place. Thanks for watching Math and Text.